One of the duties of the Gestapo was to oversee the arrest and deportation of Jews. The following was the procedure. The Gestapo forced Munich's Jewish community to assist with organising the transports. A card index with the names and addresses of all Munich's Jews existed in triplicate at the Aryanization Department, the Office of the Jewish Community, and at Munich's Gestapo headquarters. This index was used to assemble the different transports. The Gestapo determined the criteria of the transports based upon age, ability to work, and other factors. About a week before the planned transport, the Gestapo instructed the Jewish community to inform the victims of their forthcoming evacuation to Theresienstadt. The community had to finance the transports, provide food for the deportees, and pay helpers to deal with the luggage. 1 or 2 days before the deportation, the deportees who were not yet living in the Milbertshofen assembly camp were picked up from their apartments by the Gestapo in large closed removal vans and taken to the assembly camp. This usually took place during the night or in the early morning. At Milbertshofen, they stayed for a day or two. They were searched and their last valuables were confiscated. The deportees had to endure bureaucratic procedures and undergo the final stages of expropriation. Their declarations of property were collected, and they were informed that because they were enemies of the Reich, their assets had been seized. On the day of deportation, they were woken up and they had to leave the assembly camp at Milbertshofen in the morning. Every transport was accompanied by Gestapo members and members of the uniformed police. Closed furniture trucks or buses were used to transport the Jews approximately 10 kilometers from the assembly camp to the train stations where the transports headed for Theresienstadt. Trains left either directly from Munich Central Station or the freight train station located at Munich Lahm. At the station, one passenger car awaited them. The deportees were ordered to board the train, usually around 9 in the morning. If it left from a goods depot, the train went to Munich Central Station. Here, the car was connected to a regular, scheduled passenger train that left Munich every day at around 12 for Marktredwitz via Moosach, Freising, Landshut, Regensburg and Schwandorf. At Marktredwitz, the car was connected to other trains going to Eger, Karlove Vary, then Karlsbad, and Ustin nad Labem, then Aussig, to Bohusowice, then Bauschowitz, where it finally arrived the day after departure. The deportees were taken off the train at Bohusowice station and forced by the waiting SS personnel and Czech gendarmerie to walk the approximately 3 kilometers to Theresienstadt carrying their backpacks. Only people who were unable to walk were taken in trucks. To take one example, on the 2nd of July 1942, 50 people were sent to Theresienstadt. The transport consisted of 50 elderly Jews, the majority being female. All of them had lived in the Milbertshofen assembly camp prior to their deportation. None of them survived. The two most elderly people on this deportation were Rosalie Obenbreit and Isidor Nödlinger, both born in 1866. Therefore, they were 76 years old. I do not know the fate of Rosalie Obenbreit, but I do know what happened to Isidor Nödlinger. From Theresienstadt, he was deported on transport BO, train DA83, from Theresienstadt to Treblinka on the 19th of September 1942. If he survived the journey, he would have been murdered in the gas chamber on arrival.